Hi and welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. Talking WWE Crown Jewel, giving the predictions for the show. 8 matches to go through, and of course these are usually glorified house shows, the shows in Saudi Arabia. We see some legends brought back, but yeah, we've got some interesting matches on the lineup here. I can't say I'm most excited about this show, but I will go into it for you now and break it all down. We're starting with a 20-man battle royal, and I believe that's going to be a kickoff match. I could be wrong, but the winner is going to take on AJ Styles later in the evening for the United States Championship. There is no vary if this is Raw and SmackDown, guys, or if it's just people just not been booked on the show, but it's a way to get people on the show, so I'm fine with the battle royal idea and the winner getting a United States Championship match. I feel that we're going to get someone here that's going to be perhaps an up-and-comer to get a little bit of a break on the show. So my prediction for this is going to be Humberto Carrillo. He got a match, of course, last week against Seth Rollins. Apparently it was well received as well backstage, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him immediately thrown into the United States Championship picture with AJ Styles. I think these two could also put on a great match for this show. I think it would be quite suitable. I expect AJ Styles to go over. Anyone to go through 20 minutes in a battle royal to then face AJ Styles should not become United States champion, in my opinion. AJ Styles will retain the championship here. So that also is a prediction for that match as well. Next, we'll look at Mansoor, of course, the Saudi Arabian talent, the first one in WWE, going to be taking on Cesaro. So a homecoming for him. We've not really seen him on TV since his last time at one of these shows in Saudi Arabia. Of course, won the largest battle royal ever. Of course, that was a Super Showdown earlier this year. And Cesaro, well, if you want someone to make you look $1 million, Cesaro is the guy. Unfortunately, at this point, he has become enhancement talent. I do think Cesaro should be much higher up the card, but he is going to make Mansoor look good here, and I think Mansoor, of course, will be going over in front of his hometown crowd. So, yeah, I think should be a good match, hopefully. And like I say, Cesaro is a steady pair of hands here, and I think will make Mansoor look very good here. So, yeah, should hopefully be a decent encounter. We've got the largest tag team turmoil in history to determine the World Cup winner and crowned the best tag team in the world. Is this a Shane McMahon return coming? Let's hope not. But a tag team turmoil here. I believe there's 9 teams involved in this. So I'm going to go through the teams very quickly. We've got the OC, of course, Allows and Ganderson. We've got the Revival, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We've got the Raw Tag Team Champions. We've got the Viking Raiders. We've got the former Raw Tag Team Champions in Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. We've got Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. We've got the New Day, and representing them will be Kofi Kingston and Big E. With Heavy Machinery. We've got the B team, and we've also got the Lucha House Party. So we've got a number of jobber tag teams in there, as well as a few upper tag teams as well. Of course, having both sets of tag team champions in this means that one of them is going to fall victim. It's hard to say definitely who will become the winners of this match. My favourites here would be the Viking Raiders. They're on a roll at the minute, and I would say that I'd like to see them kept strong, but I do have a sneaky suspicion for the New Day. My reasoning being for it is that they have a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match set for the next night on SmackDown, so it does make you think that they will get some momentum going into the match, but of course they didn't get it last week on SmackDown, so I'm going to keep my prediction as the Viking Raiders for that reason. I do think that we are going to get some sort of storyline development with Kofi Kingston going on a losing streak, so Viking Raiders will be my pick, but genuinely, in this match, it could be anyone, and they did a tag team turmoil on Raw not too long ago, and it was a complete train wreck. Let's hope that this one will be somewhat better. Next, we'll look at the 10-man tag, the 5-on-5 non-elimination, because it's not Survivor Series, Team Hogan versus Team Flair. They say it's never been done before. I believe TNA's done this previously, but nonetheless, it's a good way to get many people on the show. It's a talking point as well with 2 legends, and instead of them being in the ring, they're representing their team. So I'm quite more on board with the way that this has been structured. So let's look at Team Hogan. We've got Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Shorty G, which still is difficult to say, and Ali. And on, of course, Team Flair, we've got Randy Orton, King Corbin, Almighty Bobby Lashley, the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, and Drew McIntyre. Looking at the 2 teams, it's quite clear the stronger team here is the heels. But looking at this, I just feel it's Saudi Arabia. Hulk Hogan being brought over. I feel that perhaps the bigger, more mainstream WWE star over the years, regardless of who you think you like more in popularity, I can't see Team Hogan losing here. And Flair, apparently, it's been claimed has never beat Hogan. I believe that that is incorrect information as well. I believe that that has been proven differently in WCW at some stage. I believe in '99, Ric Flair won the world title from Hogan, and I can't remember which pay-per-view it is off the top of my head, but we'll be willing to be proved wrong if that is wrong in the comments. But yeah, literally for me, Team Hogan, and Roman Reigns is on Team Hogan, so for me, I'm going to go for the faces here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ali was to pick up the victory for the team. But of course, as well, I mean, Roman Reigns as well, one of the biggest stars. And you see the Rehard parade that was going on, the two superstars that were showcased as like the, you know, on this parade were the Undertaker. Undertaker, of course, in real life was there, but of course was this kind of, you know, put together this, you know, mannequin kind of style thing for the parade. Roman Reigns was the other and was holding a WWE Championship. So they see Roman Reigns as the biggest star. So for me, I don't see him losing on this show. Next, we will look at boxer Tyson Fury against WWE superstar Braun Strowman. I think that this could be a horror show, but it's clearly been put on this event because of, you know, Tyson Fury's star power, if you want. To try and keep this short and brief, this is Big Show 2.0 for Braun Strowman. We've had a boxer versus a WWE superstar before at WrestleMania 24. It was Floyd Mayweather. He went over the Big Show. Tyson Fury's undefeated. So was Floyd Mayweather. He's not going to throw that away here in a WWE ring. So Tyson Fury is going to go over, which for me doesn't help anybody. It's a disaster. It will kill the momentum of Braun Strowman. Doesn't matter how big the guy is. When you want to bring him back into a world title picture, people will remember this. It is going to really harm momentum. I actually think the best way to book this, and it's the most unpopular thing in the world to do, is to make this a no contest. I would like to see this turn into a double DQ and just leave it. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. We're going to get a victor. I think Tyson Fury is going to be the guy. I don't even see Fury losing on a DQ. Maybe Braun could lose on a DQ, but I don't know. Like I say, a no contest for me would be the best result for this, but I don't see that happening. For me, a boxer is in our world in wrestling. The wrestler should go over. You are making the wrestling world look weak by losing to a boxer. You're almost saying that boxing is more legit than pro wrestling. Now, we are smarter. We know that this is predetermined, but still, the mindset is not good, and it doesn't really read well for wrestling fans if Tyson Fury is to go over here. So for me, I'm very much against this match and this idea, but it's happening. I've got to make a prediction. Tyson Fury, sadly, is my prediction. Next, we'll look at the Universal Championship match. Falls Count Anywhere. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt, and the match can't be stopped for any reason. What if there's a pinfall? Anyway, yeah, it's been a disaster, this, hasn't it, really, since Hell in a Cell. I mean, the thing is here, it's going to get worse, in my opinion, because everyone has the faith that Bray Wyatt was no-selling and was going to become Universal Champion. It was wrong to put him in Hell in a Cell to begin with. It's now wrong to make another match here because it's Raw versus SmackDown. SmackDown is not getting the Universal Championship. Now, Raw do have, they did a trade a while ago. They gave SmackDown Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for a trade to be made at a later date. Now, in a hopeful world, maybe if Bray Wyatt was to win the Universal Championship, maybe Raw could say, we're going to take our draft then and we're going to take our championship back and bring Bray Wyatt to Raw. That would be the best case scenario in all of this, but I just don't see it happening. The only thing I do find crazy is there's going to have to be some big crazy spot to make this kind of almost seem half legitimate that Bray could be pinned for 3 seconds and that Seth could go over, because 15 curb stops couldn't do it. So, I mean, how many curb stops is it going to take? I don't know. For me, this match feels like it's going to be a bit of a mess here. I'm not sure how we're going to come away with a happy crowd here, because fans have turned on Seth purely in general this year, but even more so since their feud with Bray Wyatt. Everyone wants to see Bray Wyatt go over. I just don't see it happening. I actually feel that the best thing they could have done here, if they had to do a rematch, would be do what they did on Dark Match of Raw recently, which was the steel cage match, because Seth Rollins could have won that by escaping the cage. He's not beating Bray. He's effectively running away from Bray and would have been successful at running away at one point in the match. For me, that would have been the best way to have closed this and ended it, because I still believe that Seth Rollins will be Universal Champion after Crown Jewel. I hope I'm wrong, but that is going to be my prediction. Last but not least, the WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. I've had a lot of practice saying Cain Velasquez over recent times. Had a bit of a struggle when he first joined us. I didn't really follow his UFC career that well, but I have seen him in AAA. I did watch him at Triple Mania this year, and I must admit, I wasn't sold that there was a lot of hype around Cain Velasquez, that he was going to be a real big deal, and both WWE and AEW were looking at him. He's coming to WWE. And the story for me has been fine. I've actually enjoyed the story. I enjoyed Brock Lesnar destroying Dominic. I've enjoyed, Rey Mysterio bringing him in. I must admit, as a look-wise, I'd like to see Cain Velasquez more covered up, I think, for matches, because Brock does look more of a beast of the two of them. But we have seen what happened in the Octagon. It will be interesting to see if it can be translated into the wrestling ring. I'm not sure that we're going to get a great match out of Cain Velasquez here, because of the fact that he's still new to this. He's green, and he hasn't been doing this for very long. I do think, though, a lot of people have seen the potential, and I think that that's what it is. Perhaps for the amount of time he's been in the ring, his Triple Mania performance then was very good. So perhaps in time he's going to become the real deal, and WWE will profit from that. He's going to stick around. It's not like a one and done with Tyson Fury. Cain Velasquez is going to be in WWE for the next 3 years, it seems. The question is, he wasn't actually drafted, so is he going to remain on SmackDown without a mouthpiece, or is he going to go and join Rey Mysterio on Raw after this event? We'll have to wait and see. My belief is here that Cain Velasquez won in the Octagon. I think Brock is going to retain here at Crown Jewel. Now, he might not do it clean, he might not do it fair, but I think Brock Lesnar will retain, and I do think that there will be another match between these two down the line, perhaps maybe when Cain has had more experience under his belt, perhaps a bit more time in the Performance Center, maybe a few more matches on television or pay-per-view, shall we say, and maybe you could just see this match take place again at WrestleMania, if Cain, like I say, remains on SmackDown, or if he goes to Raw and maybe wins the Royal Rumble, which I'm sure, again, maybe not be the most popular thing for WWE fans. And it feels like I kind of have a bit of a negative vibe on this video, but it's because of the fact that I'm not so sure that I'm a fan of the current direction, and I'm not so sure that many other people are either. So I'm just giving my true feelings with this event, and I wonder if you guys agree and would like to know your feelings in the comments below. But I think Brock, for this stage of the game, is too much for Cain. And I don't know, I don't like the idea of Cain Velasquez becoming WWE Champion in his very first match. I think it's a slap in the face to pretty much the entire roster that this guy just walks in, again, from a different sport, a different world, and just beats the champion, someone that's destroyed the majority of the roster, which is Brock Lesnar has done. So for me, I think it would be a big mistake to put the belt on Cain Velasquez at this stage. We go back, I mentioned the words The Big Show earlier in this video. Of course, he won the WCW Championship in his very first match as the Giant on, I believe it was Monday Nitro, when he come in. But was it? It might not have been Nitro, it might have been a pay-per-view. Yeah, anyway, he did win it in his first match. Okay, that was all right back then, but the guy was a pro wrestler, not been, to my knowledge, of anywhere else, and didn't damage things at the time. I just feel this would have a different effect. I think it would have a negative feeling from fans. So that's just my take on it. But I'd like to know everyone's thoughts in the comments below with regards to Crown Jewel. And if you're looking forward to the event, if you think it's going to be good, if you agree with my predictions, and also to let me know your predictions as well. I definitely am interested to hear your take on this show. But that's all from me anyway. Thank you for watching here on SCW. Please like, share and subscribe. Ask SCW will be posted very shortly indeed. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time.